This is Electric Universe Geology Earth News. I was in the high Rockies in Colorado, I guess about 5 years ago. I was getting gas, had about a 45-minute conversation with the cashier about Electric Universe Geology, of course. And he was all ears because he already thought that the pyramids were shelters, so he kind of worked with his previous thinking. And after 45 minutes, he exclaimed, "The guy you need to talk to is leaving. He just got self-serve gas." And it took 4 days to meet up with this guy. I had actually left town and had to drive back about 250 miles when he finally returned my calls. And the gas station cashier had said that this guy was a savant. He was like really a genius, and he kept talking about electricity and geology and all these things that I was talking about. And he has, and nobody in town was interested. They didn't really care about electric universe geology or electricity. So I finally met him, and he explained himself. He's really a Renaissance person. He can do anything. He looks like a bear. And he claimed that he was trying to smelt ore, and he put red dirt in a crucible with 2 carbon electrodes and ran a current through the ore that he had sifted, so there weren't rocks or crystals in the red dirt. The dirt was from the side of a stream in the Rockies. And he was trying to smelt the ore and separate the precious metals, and he failed. But he struck an arc, and it melted the dirt. And he ran the arc for 2 minutes. And at the end of the 2 minutes, he allowed the material to cool off, and he had created rocks. And he said that he thought they were sort of like granite. So I took them to a university, Loma Linda University, and they thought they looked sort of like weathered granite. And then they did thin slices, did testing of them. And they came back and said, "No, this doesn't look like weathered granite. It looks like pegmatite, a high-grade metamorphic form of granite. And it doesn't look like it's from nature. It looks like it's man-made. So he didn't just pick this up off the desert. This seems to be man-made pegmatite in 2 minutes. Instant, high-grade metamorphic granite." You're looking at an image of one of the rocks that he created, and you can see the crystals that weren't there prior to the electrical event. I have more. This sample shows very large crystals, this one right here. And as you move, more crystals become obvious as the light changes, and you can see the reflections. So it's just full of crystals, which is what pegmatite is. It's the most crystalline form of granite. So this is kind of a big deal, and it opens up the possibility that electricity can make granite an igneous rock and metamorphic rock. After the thin slices were produced, one of the professors used polarized light to examine the slides, the thin slices, and he saw this and said, "This is so crystalline, it reminds him of man-made pegmatite." I have others. I don't know how to read these, but apparently geologists spend a lot of time reading thin slices and interpreting them. So here is one for all you geologists out there. This is made in 2 minutes in a crucible with dirt. This is another version showing the crystallization, from what I've been told, of this man-made rock. I have 2 more, and I will have links to these images at the bottom of the video in the first box that you see. And you have to click on read more to see all of the links. They're really important. I believe this is another large crystal. I'm not certain, but it's certainly pretty. And again, there will be links. One more. This is the last of the images. Again, this appears to train geology professors to be metamorphic granite, pegmatite. And the interesting thing about this is that this might explain granite, where the standard model has igneous rock bubbling up from below, cooling very slowly, surrounded by sediment, and then the sediment has to disappear over long periods of time, and then the granite is exposed. But nobody's ever found half granite. They've never dug into a mountain, from what I understand, and found granite that's halfway to becoming what we know as granite. It's inexplicable. You don't find the smoking gun going, yeah, that's how granite's made. It's igneous. I think it's electrical. We live in an electric universe. It's a whole new way of looking at everything. Thank you.